So, and the main reason for this meeting was really just for these new people to get involved and to see what their position was and to give them information. And it's going to be a very short meeting. We don't have really a lot planned until a regular meeting, but I thought that we would pass this out. And this is for, you get an idea of some paperwork of what the board is about. And we'll get more to you as Rose gave us this. And then these are just some others. I've been looking at other informations to give you
exactly. Vice President.
If we do it slowly and you learn some of the laws slowly, and most pertinent, of course, first, it will stick better. So I thought I'd just go over this with you. You can, look this over, and then look what Rose gave us over, and then we can talk about it at the next meeting. This gives you guys something to start with. Is that good?
Yes.
That's fine.
Very good.
Okay, so do you have any questions other than that? We know that this was just not really formal, although every meeting is formal, every board meeting, you have to have procedures. But this, we didn't have a property manager here to take notes and all that because we expected it to be short and simple. Remember that we really weren't going to do much. So that's why, Debbie, you're going to take notes and minutes. So any discussion on these duties?
No.
Go ahead.
At the last, when we were voted in, he said that we had to do an oath, and that's what this is? That we...
Right, Rose, got that.
Okay.
Yeah. And just, you can read that on your own, and you do have time to sign that. It's not something that has to be immediate.
He said 90 days.
It's
90 days.
It's not tonight, so, and I'm sure that we'll have this done, read and gone over by the next meeting.
Yeah.
And so,
well, I think Chris had said that he would be mailing something else to them because under the new laws that they have, the new board members have to go over the bylaws. And they just need to sign something stating that they've read the bylaws and familiarize themselves with it.
yes.
So I think they just need to
And I
sign
brought them
something
with
to
me.
say that
Yeah, in case
they have done it.
somebody would come and give you copies of it, and at least show it to you, say, do you have this? That's why I brought them with me this week. They said, they say, I'm not sure if I have it, I can let you see it, and then I'll make copies and get it to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I
So
printed
that's-
them offline, so I've got them.
Right. Okay, so that's why I brought them with me, so this way after we're done, you can just look at them and say, hey, can you make a copy of this for me? So yes, that was Condo always. Condo had to learn that if they didn't learn within 90 days, they had to dismiss from the board. HOA was never that strict, but they are getting better with more rules and regulations, and I actually think it's a good thing. Everything's good and bad. But, so, we good to move on?
Yes.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
We have to have, we have to have an arc,
Yes.
due process, and we have to have a nominating committee. So, nominating, it's not nothing much. What it is that it has to have a board member on it. And whoever's the board member just basically collects at the end the information of who's going to be running. They send in their intent letters. So basically, you collect those, and then you stand at the next members meeting and just say who's running, who has an intent to run. It's not much. It's just the law that we have to have. So then we have to have a board member. So does anybody want to stand up for that now? To be on the nominating committee,
No.
there has to be, a board member has to be on that. Or you want to think about this and we can do it at the next election, next meeting? It's up to you.
Because what are we doing with the committees? Are we leaving them as they are, or what's the process?
Well, that's what we
Well,
need to
that's,
discuss.
yeah, we want to do the nominating one first. So do you want somebody, if somebody on the board has to be on it? So we can vote now for somebody to do it, or we can discuss it now and
I
vote
think it
next
has to be
meeting?
done now.
It has to be done now.
Pretty much.
So
Is there anybody, it's
anybody-
nothing much. It's-
Okay, that's okay, yeah.
It's just at the end of this year, you just collect the intent letters and
Pretty much just
stand up
what
and
we just
say.
went through for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then if there's anybody else that wants to get on it with you, it's fine. You know, usually committee
So,
has
we'll,
odd numbers.
like what happened this time, it gets sent out to the members, right?
It gets sent out to the members, the intent letters, the forms, and then they can send a letter back, an intent letter or a form, form mark it off, or they can send a letter stating who they are, et cetera, and you would just be collecting that.
Okay.
They send it usually to the property manager. So, and as I said, we have an art committee and we have a due process committee that we need. We don't have everybody here that's on the art. The people that are on the art want to stay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we have Effie Barton, and can we spell that for you?
She's not.
Okay. Charles Manfred. And I think we'll ask June, but there was no indication that he did not want to continue on that. No, there's no indication.
Okay.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I understand.
And then we have due process.
I won't, yeah.
Okay,
I don't know about the other two, I'll talk to them.
okay. We'll get in touch with them and see what they want to do. Okay. And, well, that means there's an open spot. We would mention something about maybe being, okay. So Paul, yeah. And then we're going to see about the other two. We have to
Okay,
contact
so
them.
I'm for question marks for the other two.
And that's, to me, that's what we have to have right now. That's all I'm interested in, unless anybody else.
What is one of you guys on the due process?
No.
Board
You cannot be,
Board can't.
a board member cannot be nor can be a relative or,
I misunderstood that you said that earlier, that
Sorry.
somebody had to be on the board.
Yeah,
That's okay.
The nominating committee has to have a board member,
Gotcha.
the chair.
Right. and
That's the only.
can't
that's the only-
be involved, yeah. And that's a state, yeah, I guess it's so that there's no prejudice, I'm assuming. So, unless if anybody else has anything to say.
So will we be
Excuse me.
included at, how are we going to notify the community as to what's going on with the
Yeah.
other committees? Are they going to remain as is, or?
We have our person right here.
I'm going to put it posted, I'll let,
Post it.
post it on our board, we'll let them all know who is on what committee.
I think I would like the board to get a little more settled before we go on to any other committees, but that's up to you.
Yeah, so we can have.
Time to think about, see what,
We can vote on other committees and stuff.
yes, that's fine.
These are just the
Like kind of table.
So in the meantime, the committees are going to remain, the landscaping committee and all
No,
those
we're not having
committees?
any other committees until next meeting, let them
Right.
learn a little bit
But
more.
what I'm saying, the committees that are, will they remain in place, or what's going to happen?
Okay.
So who's going to be communicating with the landscaper and those people?
Well, right now, we don't have anything going on, right?
You have to speak up, we can't hear you back here.
Right now, we have nothing going on, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, other than just the normal maintenance. Until we decide to move forward, correct?
I don't know, I guess it depends on, I guess that may be under the bike rack, depends on, I guess how we're gonna handle that, you wanna.
Well, I told you how we're going to handle that. We just let it go.
But what I'm saying is we have work in progress.
Right.
So,
Well, with the
because it's
board.
my understanding that you stopped the work, that was,
The work is still going. Did you see see it today working and working.
But what I'm saying is you had stopped, so that's what I'm
I
saying.
tried to
Who's
stop
gonna
it
be
because-
communicating with?
Well, let's wait till we get to that.
Well, that's the question I was asking. You're gonna cover that under the bike rack, or
Mhm.
you wanna cover it under your committees?
I think the board can handle that decision,
And what?
any decision on. Let's wait till we get to that. Or you want to move up to it right now? Yeah, that's fine.
We can do the
We don't have
proper
to do it.
manner.
That's fine. No, let's go on the bike rack. The bike rack, I wasn't put in, and I didn't know anything about it, and put a hold on all work that was being done because people were coming up to me saying that they heard the bike rack was going up front. They didn't want it up front. They thought it would be an eyesore, and I thought we could discuss it during this committee, during this meeting, and see what we felt. It got very confusing, and I figured this way, let it go in as it is, as it was proposed to go in, and if people complain enough and we have to move it, then we pay more money. But if they like it, I love the papers, it looks great. But, we'll just play it by ear.
Because I haven't heard anything back, no one sent me an email. as
Nobody
to
knows
what-
anything.
What was going on. Well, I know that the work was stopped. And I know Chris was gonna call the contractor to smooth things over because
I think it's fine.
one of the things is that you stop the work, but I'm sure that you have the authority to do that
Right, and I
without
know
checking
that,
with the
we will know
board.
that, we know
So-
that, and yes.
Because you don't have the right to just make that decision on your own.
I didn't, I
And don't
actually
think
put out
it was-
an email and everybody.
And I
agreed
think
to
it was fair
Right.
with the contract.
Right, but everybody agreed to it, and I did talk to the contractor at the very same time, and we were fine. There were no problems, no big deal. He was fine with it. He actually helped me make decisions, and we talked about it. He was very nice, and...
Help you make decisions, so you're gonna be on the
Rose.
landscaping committee?
No, there is no landscaping committee right now.
But what I'm saying, any issue, what if an issue come up with landscaping? I would
It
like
won't
to know who's
until-
going to handle
We'll
the
decide that, let
situation.
these people can come up to speak.
I'm not asking about that. My question is, if an issue comes up with landscaping, who will be addressing the issue?
The
with
board.
landscaping?
The board. Right now, the board. Anyone else?
I didn't know anything about the bike rack, so I'm assuming that's for school kids? to
I don't know.
Park the bike for buses and stuff?
Yeah, it's school kids.
That was okayed last,
Yeah.
many months ago.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
I wasn't at that.
we weren't informed on what you guys discussed at one of your meetings before. Like, you guys, as a committee, you said, okay, well, we're gonna discuss that we want a bike rack put into the thing. Now, this is a new board, and we had no idea about the bike
Should all
rack
be in
being.
minutes.
It's in the
Plus, the thing is that it
Let me
had
explain.
already been taken care
Let
of.
me explain
this.
The vendors have been paid,
Yes, I know.
everything has been ordered and paid for, so it was really,
Yeah.
Let me,
it was needed. There was no need to go back,
Approved and paid
backtrack,
for.
and
That's right. It was
redo
approved.
what had already been voted on.
all that I was
So it
doing
really,
was putting
it wasn't
everything.
nothing that we weren't letting you guys know.
Yeah, well,
was
we
going
just,
on.
you know,
It was something that had been taken care of.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We just want, we wanted to know that when it was done, that's all. We don't
Because-
care. We knew it was approved and everything, we just didn't know,
You weren't brought
We
up.
weren't brought up to speed with it. So we didn't really, we just saw this bike rack starting to fall into our spot, and we're like, well,
I don't think anybody
You know,
would
we're
just
kind of
decide that
confused.
we
So-
see Lakes of Sandridge, let's
Okay.
come and put it
Am I
back.
correct?
well, no, I know, but,
So that's the thing.
we just
And if
wanted to be caught up a little bit, that's all. So that's all. We're not saying, we don't want it there, or, it was in the old plan, we're gonna put it there, that's all. We just wanna, be caught up to speed, that's all.
The Wendy mill, so it was no
No,
need
wait,
for,
wait,
it was
wait,
no
wait,
need for
don't put
you,
words in my
it was,
mouth.
no, it was
Am
no
I
need for
correct
you
that
to
the
stop.
minutes from the August meeting were not disseminated to the rest of the board?
No, they weren't.
No,
They-
what had happened, and I'm trying to explain this, and I'll explain it and we will move on. We're not going to beat a dead horse here. What happened is that people came up to me, there was no bike rack going in, and they asked me if we could possibly move it elsewhere. I wanted to discuss it during the board meeting. Nothing was being done. I had no idea when it was being done. So I put it on the agenda to discuss because some people were not happy. I didn't say we were moving it, didn't say we weren't doing it. I said we were going to discuss it. It's now our board, and I think that,
But am I
Yeah,
correct
that-
that those minutes were not distributed?
I don't have those minutes. I don't personally.
You most certainly got them, come on.
Chris sent the minutes
Good
out to
Lord.
all
I didn't.
the previous board members.
So, all right, and that's that. The bike rack is going in as is because there's too much confusion. Let it go, let it lie, and we'll move on. If an issue comes up about it later, we'll deal with it. It's not a big deal. So that's.
But you just need to understand and
Rose.
and going back to that this is a board, and some of the issues that you had previously was about board members making decisions without consulting the rest of the board members.
I sent out.
You just did.
No, you didn't. You stopped the work. You didn't
Rose.
send out an email
Rose.
that said someone is out putting in
Rose.
a bike rack. What do we want
Yes.
to do? You took it up on yourself
You're wrong.
to stop the work.
Okay, I disagree with
You
you.
took it up on yourself to
You're
stop
wrong.
the work.
The email went out a week before. So, if you have an issue with me,
If
that's
it went out a week before that, did we say stop the
Yeah,
work?
no, everybody said okay when I said I'm putting a hold on everything.
No.
Rose didn't agree to it.
But
It's
he
not
didn't
unanimous by
agree.
anyone, you
Chris
can't do it.
didn't agree to it because Chris didn't know. And you sent the email to Chris, Chris
I
didn't
have the
know.
email from Chris saying, okay.
Well, that's not the conversation.
All right, I know.
Show me the email.
Rose, I
I'm having-
will.
That's
This
not
is
the
a-
conversation I had with Chris.
It's done. It's done. I know you came here to do this, and it's done. So let's move on. You wanted to talk about insurance. Do you want to go to that? I don't know what you
Yes,
said
I
about
would like
insurance.
to volunteer to take a look at the insurance contract and be the person to review it to make sure that everything is in place. And get an idea of what's going on with the policy, because it's my understanding that due to a claim pending litigation that the community is in, that the insurance
It's time to approve them. So, and the main